Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flow, so find just a little bit of space to move and let's get started. So let's begin today in just a nice comfy seat. You could place your hands on your knees or in your lap, closing your eyes when you're ready to do so. Taking a nice deep breath in to lengthen the spine and a deep breath out. Do that again. Nice big inhale. And let it go. One more. Deep breath in and out. And then you might start to let your chin fall down towards your collarbone, letting your head be heavy. You might move your hands from your knees or your lap to the floor just behind you. Maybe push into your fingertips just slightly to lengthen your spine. Kind of draw the shoulders back just a little. And keep letting the chin tip down towards the collarbone. With your next breath in, we're going to start to lift our chin back to a neutral place perhaps, or you could keep going. And maybe lift the chest and pull the shoulders back just a little. And maybe open your mouth slightly to keep the jaw soft. And you might even have to walk your hands a little further back to get more space in the chest. Staying where you are for another breath in. And then as you breathe out, relax, release, bring your chest down, your chin. Move your hands back to your knees or your lap and sit tall. With your head right over top of your shoulders. And just notice how you are feeling so far today. Softening your forehead and your cheeks. Letting your shoulders fall from your ears, and maybe the rest of your body is nice and still. Taking just one more breath before you start to open up your eyes. And looking down to the floor in front, we can make our way into tabletop, onto our hands and knees. So spreading your fingers nice and wide, maybe giving your hips a gentle rock side to side. We're going to take an inhale and drop our bellies towards our mat. Lift your chest, maybe your chin. As you exhale, round your spine, give your belly a squeeze, bring your chin towards your collarbone again. Inhale to drop your belly, arch your back, look forwards or maybe up, and exhale, round it out. One more breath here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round. Letting an inhale bring you back to a neutral place, a flat spine, a long spine. Tuck your toes if they're not already. Lift your knees into downward facing dog. Take a moment to take a big breath in and out. Maybe pedal your feet. Maybe a little sway of the hips. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then using an inhale, start to look forwards. So you exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Once you get there, inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine, and exhale to fold forwards. Inhale, find your way all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up, maybe look up, and exhale, lower your hands, your arms to your sides. Maybe add a shoulder roll in. You could place your hands on your hips or interlace your fingers behind your back. Just use an inhale to lift your chest, maybe your chin. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, start to fold forwards. You can let your hands go if you don't want them behind you as you fold all the way down. And then inhale, lift your chest halfway. Lengthen your spine. Maybe your hands are still behind you. Take another inhale and then exhale to fold. Bend your knees a little. Inhale, find your way all the way back up to standing. Reach your arms up if they aren't behind you. Maybe they still are. You could start to lift your chest and maybe your chin. Use an inhale to bring your shoulders forwards and release your arms back to your sides if they are still behind you. Roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach your arms up this time, and exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, take your half lift. Exhale, let's fold, plant our hands. Your left foot can come back into a lunge. You can drop your knee, or you could keep it lifted, but just sink into your hips. If your knee is down, you might rest on the top of your foot. Take a breath here. Find those hips. Soften those hips. Awesome work, you guys. If your knee is already lifted, I want you to bring it down. If you're tucking your toes under, I want you to rest on the top of your foot. And we're going to try to just push into the top of our foot and maybe hover our knee ever so slightly, or maybe a little more. But take some weight into your hands. Keep looking down at your big toe and just see how much that knee wants to lift with a lot of effort of pushing into the top of that back foot. For just one more inhale. And then as you exhale, relax your knee down nice and slow. Sink into your hips just a little more. And then slowly send your hips back to lengthen your front leg. Maybe push the ball of your foot and your toes down into your mat. Maybe drop your chest towards your knee in your half split. And then letting an inhale, bend your knee again. Sink your hips forwards back into your lunge. You can start to tuck your back toes. This time maybe lift your knee all the way up. Once you're in your lunge, though, use an inhale to look forwards, and exhale as you bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Take an inhale for a half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, release your arms down to your sides. We're going to do the same thing again, where you have the option to bring your hands behind you or just flow with your arms in front, up high, at your sides. You know what to do, perhaps. Take an inhale. Lift your chest, maybe look up, and as you exhale, slowly folding down as low as you want to go. And then inhale, lift halfway up, nice long spine. Exhale to fold again. Bend your knees a little. Inhale, find your way all the way up. Maybe your arms are reaching up. Maybe they're still behind you. Maybe look up. Awesome, you guys. Stay for an inhale and then relax your arms to your sides as you exhale. Maybe add a shoulder roll in. Take an inhale, everyone. Reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale as you lift halfway and exhale to fold. Plant your hands. Take your right foot back into your lunge so you can keep your knee lifted for a few moments, sinking into those hips. Hands down, chest low, looking at your nice big toe. And if you do have your knee up, let it come down. Everybody resting on the top of that back foot. And ever so slightly, lift the knee. Maybe just a smidge. Feel that back leg working. Maybe a little higher as you push into your hands into the top of that back foot. A little weird. And then slowly, slowly letting your knee come down again. Once it's there, your hips can move back. You can drop the ball of your foot, your toes, lengthen your leg, drop your chest. Maybe you can feel some love through the top of the ankle and the shin, as well as your hamstring. Nicely done, you guys. Inhale and bend your front knee back into your lunge with the option to tuck your toes and pick your knee up. Inhale, look forwards a little. Exhale, your back foot to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. One more time. The option to do that flow with your hands behind you or with your arms at your sides. Take an inhale. Stand tall, look up, maybe lift the chest. Exhale. Let's fold forwards. Inhale, half lift, chest. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding, bending the knees a little. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Exhale, release your arms to your sides. And maybe take a shoulder roll. Nice job, you guys. Big inhale. Everyone reach your arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, half lift. And exhale to fold. Plant your hands, step all the way back into downward facing dog for just a nice big inhale. And exhale, lower your knees down to your mats. From your tabletop, we're going to do our little cat and cow again, but you can have your knees side by side. Or you can walk them together and then cross the right knee over top and behind the left. You can bring your feet out a little wider so you feel balanced, but hands under your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Take an inhale and just start to drop your belly. Lift your chest. Lift your chin maybe. Maybe feel some love through those hips. Stay for an inhale with your chest lifted. As you exhale, you can start to round as best you can. Bring your gaze down or maybe towards your belly button. And then inhale back to a neutral place, nice long spine. If you have your legs crossed, we're going to let them uncross. Knees next to one another. Maybe your left leg will come behind the right one this time. Or your knees can stay side by side. Just take an inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, maybe your chin. Maybe you can even turn your elbow creases to face forwards a little more. Stay for an inhale. At the exhale, round your spine, push into your palms. Inhale, back to a long flat back. And then uncrossing your legs if they are crossed. You can sit back on your heels, resting on the tops of your feet. You might rather stand on your knees. But if you are sitting on your heels, you have the opportunity to maybe lean back and lift your chest and your chin. And if you are standing on your knees, you can do this too. Maybe the hands on the hips, maybe the hands interlacing behind you, lifting the chest, lifting the chin. Let an inhale. Bring your shoulders forwards, your hands forward so that your spine is long. We're just going to be coming all the way down into child's pose. So whether your knees are going to come out wide or together, just reach your arms out and start to lower your forehead down. Notice the sensations running through your body. Find your breath And try to listen to it. Try to hear it. Try to feel it. You might stay here a little longer, or you can slowly start to lift back up, finding your way into tabletop, maybe a rock at the hips before you cross your ankles and sit all the way down. We'll just bring the soles of our feet together, our knees out wide, and take an inhale from your butterfly to lengthen through your spine. And with the exhale, you might tip forwards, you might walk your hands past your feet and just keep the chest lifted and the feet pushing into one another, and just see how those hips feel as you put as little effort as possible into tipping forwards. You might stay here just like this for a moment longer. Or if you wanted to try to float your butterfly, you might lean back. Try to hold your feet and lengthen your spine and find your balance. Wherever you are, you're breathing. You're feeling some love through your hips. And if you are floating your butterfly, or if you are leaning forwards, you're just going to find your way back to where everything is touching down and you're sitting nice and tall. And then your hands can find your knees to help them come back together. And maybe take a gentle rock side to side. And when you're ready to lay down on your back, you can start to go there. But your knees might come towards your chest. Feel the entire length of your spine from your low back to the back of your neck. You might cross your right ankle over top of the left one and continue to hug your knees towards your chest. Or maybe your feet are on your mat. You might take this a little bit further and cross your right leg all the way over top of the left leg, whether your feet are on your mat or whether they are lifted. You could hold your knees, or you could try to grab your feet. But just try to rest your head on your shoulders. Try to connect your low back to your mat so you can still feel the entire length of your back body pushing into the ground beneath you. And if your legs are crossed in any sort of way, you're going to let them unwind, let them uncross. And then you're going to cross your left foot, maybe the ankle, maybe the entire legs, holding your knees, feeling those hips, maybe holding the feet. But as best you can, relaxing your head and your shoulders and your low back on your mat. If your legs are crossed in any sort of way, you're going to release. You're going to notice the back of your head resting on your mat. You're going to relax your jaw. Your feet are going to come down if they're still lifted. You can either make a diamond shape with your legs or send your legs out long. Just closing your eyes if they're still open. And letting your body start to relax completely. Staying here for as long as you have time for today. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.